Yeah. Coming through hot like whoa, giving them chills like brrr. Coming through hot like chili in the pot, chilling on a hot new stove. Coming through hot like whoa.
Peace, it's your boy R&B.
I'm Neely.
We are at Bitchwoman's University.
Good evening, bitches.
So, week 6 was crazy. We're about halfway through the season. But first, I want to start with an upset. Not the one people thinking about, but fucking Missouri, because it cost me $700 fucking dollars. Son of a bitch.
God, and I put in with you too, man. And we were both seeing oh my God.
That's how I want to start.
And as the one though, it's like out of all the ones in that parlay, that was the one.
That was the sure one. Every other game that we predicted in that whole parlay went through, except for fucking Missouri, who not only lost, but they got kicked in the nuts by Texas A&M.
Bro, I don't even understand that shit, man. That was fucking bullshit.
It was 41-10. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yo, they got their ass
You gotta be kidding me.
And then, but yet they're put in the top 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was never a top 10 team.
Like, hey, if that was like a closer game, but like...
If you got upset, but you got dominated, you got destroyed.
The whole fucking game.
Which became part of what they call Upset Saturday, the craziest Saturday they said since about 2007.
But honestly, that's why I like college football. You never know what you're gonna get in college football.
If you're talking just when they say upset, they're talking about teams. They're mostly talking about the spread. But of course, you have teams like Syracuse beat UNLV. UNLV was ranked. Syracuse wasn't.
Yeah.
As we predicted, SMU beat Louisville at Louisville. Because like I said, Louisville's an awful football team. But they beat them. But of course, when we talk about real upsets, you got to start with Vanderbilt. Fucking Vanderbilt beating Alabama.
I'm just gonna say one thing though. I don't know. I think they play like USC next week. They stand no chance, bro, because of the fact that this just happened. So that was the craziest shit I ever seen though, because of the fact that it was just like, because hey, look, they were on a high. And that's what both of us said last week.
Yeah.
We was like, yo, watch, they're not even paying attention this game. They're looking like a game or two ahead.
Yeah.
I can't remember what their schedule is, but I know they were looking a game or two ahead. And
they play South Carolina this week.
And then Tennessee.
Yeah.
They, bro, in their head, these were already dubs.
Yeah.
Going into this game.
And like watching the game, not only did Vanderbilt like upset it, Vanderbilt looked like the better team on the field, and that's ridiculous. Like,
and it's like, yo,
like Vanderbilt's whole football stadium is like a construction zone. Like, there's no reason in the world this should be beating the #1 team in the nation.
Bro, they're throwing in the field goals in the river. They said they're here with 3 miles.
Yeah. But first of all, who the fuck is carrying that big ass goalpost downtown and throwing in the river? Like,
and you know what? Like knock it down. But like, bro, 3 miles. Like, y'all, this shit got y'all's dick hard, bro. Like that's fucking crazy.
Go get some ass or something. That's crazy. Carrying a goalpost downtown, like
you ain't got shit to do.
That's crazy.
But carry a goalpost.
And that's Tennessee. So that's a big party city. So I'm like, all you can do really is just carry a goalpost. That's fucking crazy.
I don't know what it was doing, but whatever makes you happy, go do your thing. And like, but how do they orchestrate like we're going to the Tennessee River?
Right.
All those people carrying a goalpost, you really got to think about it. It's like, all right, everybody, you know, you got to have a leader sit there and say, here's what we're doing. Yeah. We're taking this shit to the river.
Apparently, a couple years ago when Tennessee beat Alabama, Tennessee did the same thing, and a lot of people know Vanderbilt is in Tennessee. So that's like the Wake Forest basically.
Yeah.
Tennessee. So they basically copied what Big Brother did apparently.
Yeah.
Got like looked into it, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But I've seen people take down a goalpost before.
Speaking of Tennessee, they lost to Arkansas. Another one looking forward to.
Hey, but I said that Arkansas was just gonna be that team.
Yeah, you said that was a good team.
I didn't think that they're like gonna do crazy, but they are gonna give people just a run for their money.
But that's the one upside I did not expect to happen.
Nah,
but like I said, I still think Tennessee has a really, really good defense.
Yeah.
I think maybe the best in the nation.
I think Tennessee has a really good team. I think that I think these college kids are they're not looking game to game.
Yeah.
They're looking at, look at our schedule.
Yeah.
Like, this is coming up, this is coming up. they're watching film on 2 games from now.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's already dubbed in the head, not thinking like, yo, this is college football. Anybody can just somebody just has a good ass day that day, and your dude's just kind of sick or something like that. Whatever, bro.
And like literally, all these upsets. Like of course, Washington beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Which that's
not
as surprising. That's a national championship rematch. Husky Stadium is a tough place to play. They haven't lost there in like 2 years. Michigan can't throw the football, so that's one that actually did not surprise me.
Yo, but here's the thing: is that what's it called? They called that shit again. Because remember, we were talking about how are they going to be the favorite in that game, and they were not ranked, and Michigan was like number 10.
Most of the time they get their stuff right. They know the total.
Oh, how do they know it?
Like Texas A&M was actually the favorites over Missouri.
See, but I don't see like
not by that much. Not to blow them out.
I don't see college sports as big of a script as like I can see like professional sports. So all the people that are conspiracy that's gonna be like, man, it's fucking scripted. Look, I ain't saying it wasn't. I'm just saying, college. They're just kids not giving a fuck, bro.
Then of course Minnesota beat USC, and crazy upset. Which is not as crazy to me because I do think Minnesota is a very good football team. Yeah. Like they're 3-3, but they easily could have been 5-1, if not 6-0.
Let me ask you.
Week 1 they lost to North Carolina. They missed a field goal at the last second. They lost to Michigan by 3 points. That's a good football team.
Yo, but let me ask you this: is USC now out of the playoffs? You think?
3-2. You still like we're halfway through. If they finish 10-2.
If that was a big team, if Minnesota was a big team, then I could say maybe, but. And I know the first game, who they lose to? Like Michigan, right?
That's Michigan.
The first one they lost is to Michigan. And honestly, Michigan, y'all just seem to come out and you either have a good day or a bad day. But y'all are way inconsistent.
I don't think they're not eliminated from the playoffs because there's still a long season left.
True.
If they end up 10-2. If you win the Big Ten, you're going to the playoffs no matter what.
Yeah.
And you also can end up one of the top ranked teams.
Yeah.
But they have no margin for error now.
Oh yeah, they can't lose. They can't lose at all.
And they don't have an easy schedule the rest of the season. Of course, they got Penn State this week. Then they got Maryland. They got 4-1 Rutgers.
Penn State would be a big win for them.
They got 4-1 Rutgers, and I tell people don't sleep on Rutgers. Rutgers is actually playing really good football.
Yeah.
Then they go to Washington. We just talked about Husky Stadium. They play UCLA, which is a rivalry, and then they play Notre Dame at the end of the season. And they have 0 room for error.
They have a pretty tough schedule.
They have 0 room for error.
Yeah, they can't lose. If they lose again, then it's done.
It's over.
Because also too, they're not going to win the Big Ten if they lose another one. So, but you said next week is Penn State?
Yeah.
That's yo, if they lose that game, they're done.
Yeah, that's a big game. We're going to get predictions a little later where we're not going to get my prediction for that one, but that's definitely a big game for them.
Yeah.
Ohio State took care of business, which I was actually impressed because Iowa is not a bad football team. That game was 7-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State just rolled, especially in that third quarter. They came out, showed their talent gap, and so I was actually impressed by Ohio State.
The coach said something in the locker room that inspired these kids to reach for the moon, and they grabbed that shit.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go through the rankings a little bit later, but for me, Ohio State would be my number 1 team in the nation after that.
But I'm still. We're about to see this upcoming weekend. I'm excited for this game.
Want to play Oregon?
Oregon and Ohio State. Now we're really about to see who Ohio State is.
That's gonna be a real good
if their defense can really keep. I think they'll win, but let's see how good their defense is because offense. I mean, Oregon's offense is always on point. So that's a hard team to guard. I just don't think they're that great at the defense. Yeah. So that's why they end up losing games. But I think that their offense can match any defense.
That's definitely going to be fireworks. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, where is it?
They play at Oregon, which is another tough place to play.
Yo, that's a big game for Ohio State. All right.
And then Georgia took care of business, which was a closer game than the score looked. They beat Auburn 31-13, But that was a chess match.
Yeah.
Auburn wasn't afraid. They was punching the bag, haymakers.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
And they just couldn't keep the gas going though.
Yeah. Georgia's clearly the better team, but they worked for that game.
But yeah, they worked for it. But it's starting to be too like, was it a close game because Auburn ran out of gas, or Georgia really was like, yo, hold on, like this isn't about to happen?
Now, it didn't look like an upset at all. It looked like
that's what
Georgia
I'm saying.
was just the better team.
Yeah.
But again, Auburn was not afraid of them. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
That's one of those wins. Even though you win by a lot, you work for that one. They had to work for that one.
Yeah, going against everything. I guess I see what you're saying. Like, y'all may end up scoring every time y'all get the ball, but y'all fucking had to work for that.
It's not one of those take the starters out.
Yeah, it was just the fact that they're better than y'all.
Yeah.
But you made sure that, them points went on the board, and you only could do it by, going out there and playing.
Speaking of almost like that, Miami almost got the up. They was down 25 points to California.
Bruh.
And they came back and won.
That's so nuts, man. That was such a good game, dude.
That was crazy.
All of us was like counting them out, just
I thought it looked like another one on Upset Saturday.
Yeah, we were just sitting there like, oh, Miami just screwed themselves. But nah, that was the real deal, and it was at California too, bro. Everybody in that building was fucking like.
That's a big upset.
Alright, and like we already talked about Texas, Ole Miss did what they were supposed to do. Clemson, Florida State, again. Mm-hmm. Florida State, y'all just proving us why.
I would say that game was closer than I thought, though. So, the Clemson be beating the shit out of me, but they still smacked them in the mouth. It was up 17-0 before you can blink.
Yeah.
But Florida State, they actually fought a little bit. I thought that was going to be a 56-3 game.
I don't know. I think what the score was, I would have agreed with. If somebody told me that score before the game, I would have been like, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Iowa State,
who people say is the new favorite in the Big 12, they beat up on Baylor, 43-21.
Yeah, but does anybody still want to talk about Iowa State? Yeah, they might be like, the big dog. It's like Penn State. It's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Like, I know y'all good, but Boise State, man, their running back is so nasty. I think he's already gotten like 1,000 yards.
He's over 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns halfway through the season. He ran for 186 yards and only played in the first half.
That's crazy.
His first carry of the game was a 75-yard touchdown. And watching him play, he's the real deal.
He's big.
They can't tackle him.
Yeah.
He's strong, he's fast, he has vision.
He's agile.
He's not one of those running backs you see where they're good because of the offensive line, they're just not getting touched. He's getting touched, they just can't tackle him. And he just...
he's Marshawn Lynch. And you remember that run by Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah,
and he's like throwing people down.
He's literally, they just can't tackle the dude.
Yeah.
He's definitely a Heisman favorite. Boise State... 162.
He could honestly be the Heisman favorite.
What's a little foreshadowing. Next week we're gonna do our revised predictions, like our player bracket.
Yeah.
And not only do I think Boise State is going to be the Group of 5 team in the playoffs, I think Boise State is going to get a first round bye. I think they're going to be one of the top 4 champions. I'll get into a prediction next week. So either the ACC championship champion or the Big 12 champion is not going to get a first round bye because Boise State is going to be ranked ahead of them. Like I said, we'll talk about that a little more next week, but Boise State is really good.
Bro, Boise State they're looking like a playoff team for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of potential playoff teams, Indiana beat up on Northwestern. Indiana is 6-0.
Indiana at one time this season scored like 77 points. Mm-hmm. I know it was against a nobody team, but at the same time, y'all scored 77 points.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Indiana is not... Let's see what their schedule looks like. Nebraska's always, one. And then Washington at Michigan State versus Michigan. And they got Ohio State.
They
if y'all can give Ohio...
Watching them play, believe it or not, I think Indiana could potentially be undefeated going into the Ohio State matchup.
Honestly, because they do look good.
I don't think Indiana is on Ohio State level, but in the Big Ten, they're definitely a sleeper. Nobody talks about them.
Yeah.
People talk about Ohio State, of course, Oregon, Michigan, USC, Penn State. Nobody talks about the 6-0 Hoosiers.
Yeah. And why? It's just because their name isn't there yet.
Yeah.
They like once you start whooping ass, then that's when people are just like, oh shit, now I know who you are.
Yeah.
Let's put you up more.
Yeah.
You know? So, everybody loves a team that preseason was named that they weren't going to do shit.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, let's get to the new rankings. So, the new rankings are Texas moves back up to number 1. Ohio State moves up to number 2. Oregon moves up 3 to number 3. Penn State moves up 3 to number 4. Georgia stays at number 5. Miami moves up 2 to number 6. You know what? You were calling this Miami thing.
Yeah.
You called this Miami thing. And you know, when shit was getting real, they came to fucking play.
It's a skill to win a close game. It's
Yo,
not luck.
yeah.
Okay, if it was luck.
For that comeback, that is skill.
If that was luck, then Alabama would have beat Vanderbilt. Like, there's a skill to winning games like that.
Yeah. Alabama moves down 6 points to number 7. Tennessee moves down 4 points to number 8. Ole Miss moves up 3 to number 9. Clemson moves up 5 to go to number 10. Iowa State moves up 5 to go to number 11. Notre Dame moves up 3 to... They're tied.
Number 11, yeah.
Yeah, they're tied with number 11. I don't understand the whole tying thing.
It just go by votes, so they have the same amount of votes.
Oh.
By the AP.
Oh, that's... Whatever. LSU stays at number 13. BYU moves up 3 to number 14. BYU's a sleeper.
BYU's a good football team.
Yeah. Texas A&M moves up 10 to number 15. Utah moves up 2 to number 16. Boise State moves up 4 to number 17. Indiana moves up 5 to number 18. So they're starting to get their recognition.
Yeah.
Oklahoma stays tied with them for number 18, and Kansas State tied for number 18. Oklahoma moved up 1, Kansas State moved up 2. Missouri moves down 12. That is definitely understandable. If not, it should have been more. Pittsburgh moves, it wasn't ranked, they're number 22. Illinois moved up 1 space to number 23. Michigan moved down 14 to number 24, and SMU was not ranked at number 25. SMU, I don't really know.
I think SMU is a good football team.
Yeah, they are.
I think, I don't think they're going to win the ACC, but I think they're definitely going to be one of the favorites. They can score just about at will, opportunistic defense. I think SMU is a really good football team.
I'm still not sold yet. I
think with the exception of Miami and Clemson, maybe Clemson, I think SMU could beat every other team in the ACC right now. I think they're a good football team. They're really fast. They can
well,
score at will.
honestly, I don't know. The ACC just isn't that great. We have 2 good teams, and that's it.
Well, I think that's most conferences, if you really look at it, they're usually always top heavy. Like, for instance...
Well, except for SEC.
Yeah, I think even SEC, I always thought the SEC was just top heavy. This year's a little different because they added Texas, of course, who's a good team.
And honestly, the Big Ten has actually become a bottom heavy team, we'll call it that. And I think that adding like Oregon, adding Washington, they're good. Washington is good, man.
Yeah.
Washington's a good football team.
They're not bad.
But who else did they add to the Big Ten?
They added UCLA.
Yeah.
They added... Oregon State went to the Big 12.
Whatever.
They had a couple teams, yeah.
Whatever, but they got 2 good football teams. But Missouri should have gone down even more.
I think 21 is where they should have been ranked all along. Like 0 point where they're a top 10 team.
Yeah.
So I think they just completely overranked them. Yeah. Same with when Kansas State was a top 10 team, like before they got the ass whooped by BYU, they were never a top 10 team. It's like, are they watching the games or they just picking names out of a hat?
Yeah.
If you watch Missouri play this season, when they almost lost to Boston College, at 0 point they didn't look like a top 10 team.
It's like they have like a handful that they're gonna put in there, and then the rest of them is pulled out of a hat, out of like a certain dynamic of teams.
And that's my biggest issue with preseason rankings. I don't think it should be any rankings until about week 4, because you got to see the teams play For instance, in the preseason, Florida State being at number 10 is a total joke.
Yeah.
Because now that looks stupid. Florida State, they should be ranked maybe number 55, if anything.
It's more for beginning season sales. Because, I mean, think about it. When you have those week 1 games where it's like number 2 versus number 8, you know what I mean? There's some of those games where it's like that's the first week. You know, if they don't have a rank then it doesn't sell as much as people being like, yo, the number 2 and the number 8 in the country, like nobody knows who they are yet, so nobody knows if it's going to be a game that they want to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much that makes sense, yeah. It's just like, it makes them look silly and not credible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it definitely makes them look like clowns, especially just like Florida State.
Like in the preseason, they had Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, and then Alabama. Now we got Texas, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, and Georgia. Like I said, they had Florida State ranked number 10. Florida State is horrible.
Clearly,
that's not a good team.
Clearly is not.
They had Tennessee at number 15. Tennessee, even with that upset law, I think Tennessee is a good team.
They're still a great team, yeah.
Miami was ranked number 19. I think they're a top 5 team in the nation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
When they play up to the thing. Like somebody, like Notre Dame was ranked number 7. They lost to Northern Illinois.
What was Penn State?
They was number 8.
Okay.
And mind you, I'm still not sold on Penn State. Maybe because I fall asleep during the games.
Yeah.
But I think Penn State is Penn State. They're going to beat up on teams that they should. When they play good teams, they're going to melt.
Yeah.
Like, I first said...
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, we're going to do predictions. I got USC beating Penn State this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're about to do predictions a little bit. But me, I think Ohio State should be number 1. Texas had a bye week on upset Saturday, so who knows? But I'm not a fan of moving teams up during their bye. Unless everybody else ahead of them.
That's actually a good point.
Because,
I actually like that.
I think if you don't play, you should stay where you're at.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, everybody above you lost.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, Ohio State is my number 1 team. And then I will have Texas, Oregon. I got Miami over Penn State. Like I said, even though Penn State is undefeated, also I'm not sold on them.
Where is that game at again?
It's at Penn State. It's in California.
Okay.
They're going to USC. They're making a road trip.
Oh, got you. So they're definitely gonna be Miami fans.
Yeah.
Miami, I think is gonna win that game.
Yeah, I think that's
for sure. I think Miami's gonna whoop that ass. Cause what's his name? What's the quarterback's name again?
Oh, Miami, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks freaking awesome.
He's a legitimate Heisman candidate. I don't think he's gonna win. I think that's the real Heisman race.
It's between him and Boise State's running back.
I got Boise State running back and Travis Hunter, a 2-man race for the Heisman.
Because honestly, Travis Hunter's nice too.
I think Cam Ward, he's a good quarterback, but he's not putting up regular stuff that you never seen before.
Yeah.
People like Alshon Jeffrey, we haven't seen the running back numbers like that since Barry Sanders played.
Yeah.
People like Travis Hunter, we've never seen people dominate both sides of the ball like that.
Yeah.
So
and playing every play.
So I think it's literally a toss-up between them two. Of course, Colorado had a bye week; they didn't play, so they got a big game this week against Kansas State. With Travis Hunter, if he wants to win the Heisman, he's gonna have to show the fuck out because he had a whole week. And I'm not saying people forgot about him, like you kind of just did, but a lot of people talking about Alshon Jeffrey right now because we've seen him.
We're watching him
every week.
Every week we're watching him.
Travis, all eyes on you, player. All eyes are on you.
Yeah. That's crazy though. He plays every fucking snap, dude. Could you imagine how tired you'd be?
He has crazy conditioning.
And he still whoops ass.
He has crazy. Yeah, he just has ridiculous conditioning. That's just what he does.
Yeah. All right, we'll get to the predictions here. So next week, I don't care about Utah. I don't even think they're close to what their preseason rank was. I think they were like number 12 or something like that.
I don't think Utah is a 16 team in the nation. I think there will be Arizona State. Arizona State is horrible.
Yeah.
Despite the 4-1 record. But I got Utah winning but covering, and they're favored by 6. That's going to be
and
a boring
45.5.
It's going to be a boring slugfest.
Yeah. South Carolina goes to Alabama. Alabama is by 21 and 50.5. I see Alabama beating the shit out of them just because of last week. I think South Carolina starts off. I think Alabama gets the ball, goes down, gets bad run. South Carolina scores, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, dude, is this about to happen again?" And then Alabama just fucking goes crazy.
I actually think Alabama's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout like people think. I think it's going to be one of those that Alabama is still looking forward to Tennessee next week in a big matchup.
Yeah.
Where South Carolina comes out early, maybe even gets up 10-0, and then Alabama starts to roll. I got Alabama winning that one. Probably like 24-10, honestly. But it's going to be one of
That's
those
a solid prediction.
One of those hard-fought games. Like Alabama's like, God damn.
But yeah, I think because of last week, they sat there, put their glasses on, and actually started looking forward instead of like that full vision. Be like Velma, I can't see without my glasses.
I don't think Alabama's a bad team. I think they're a good team, and I think they'll be showing at the end. But I think these are the dog days in the middle of the season where you're like,
it's like where your head's at.
Yeah, can we just get to the real games, get the playoff stuff going?
Yeah.
But
like
these are the games, these are the meat and the potatoes.
Yeah.
So we got Clemson, number 10 Clemson going to Wake Forest. I got Clemson rolling that one, honestly.
It says Clemson by 20 and 60.5. I don't think it'll cover the over-under because Wake Forest is not going to score. They might get like 3 or 7 if they're lucky.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to score. I think Clemson, because Clemson is looking a lot better than I did not give them credit, but they look a lot better. Yeah.
At 12 o'clock, I might go to that game. I'm free Saturday about noon. I might make a road trip.
Yeah.
It's only about 45 minutes away.
I wonder how much the tickets are to that one.
It started about 25. Not that.
That's not bad at all. Winston Salem's only like an hour, right?
Even.
Yeah. Missouri goes to Massachusetts, but I'm not sold on Missouri, and I don't even know about Massachusetts at all.
UMass is a horrible team. Missouri's going to win that one by a lot. And then they're going to go, oh, Missouri, they're good again. No, they beat up on the teams that they should. And then they lose to the teams who are good.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Like, yeah, they're not doing it.
They're going to cover the spread, probably beat the shit out of them, but I'm not going to be impressed.
All right.
Red River rivalry.
All right, so Texas goes to Oklahoma. Texas
that's
by
on
15.
They're all playing the neutral field.
Oh, they are?
Playing Cowboy Stadium, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, that's always the neutral site for that game.
Oh, shit.
That's a rivalry. Last year, Oklahoma gave Texas his only loss to the season.
Dog, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna be real with you. They're gonna kill it because of the fact that there's gonna be so many Texas fans, and so that's just gonna be crazy because it's even a bigger stadium that's gonna have even more Texas fans. That's just about to be a wild game. It's gonna be all Texas fans in there, and it's gonna be a home game.
Actually, believe it or not, I think it's gonna be about equal game because Dallas, Texas is. People don't realize how close Oklahoma is to the state of Texas. So Dallas is literally about halfway between the campuses, which is why they play that. People don't really realize that. Like Texas, they.
I didn't. Now I'm gonna sit there and be real. I didn't know that. I'm just immediately went to Dallas and Texas.
Yeah, Austin, Texas, where Texas plays, and Dallas is about halfway between Austin and Oklahoma. So that's literally about as neutral site as you can get for those two teams. It's literally the halfway meeting point.
Yeah, whenever it came to geography class back in high school, I lost. I just lost. Like anything I tried with the geography, I lost.
I think Texas is gonna win. I think 15 is way too high for a rivalry like that on a neutral field.
Yeah.
I got Texas.
Oklahoma is actually pretty good.
I got Texas.
Actually, Oklahoma's pretty good. Yeah. What's the rest of their schedule like?
No, they lost to Tennessee 25-15.
But Tennessee is good.
Yeah, they got Texas and South Carolina.
Ole Miss, that should be a pretty good game.
Maine, Missouri, Alabama, LSU. So
they got Alabama and LSU as well. They got to close it out with LSU. Yeah. LSU looks a lot better than I thought was going to look in the preseason. Yeah. I'm going to be real with that one. So, Penn State goes to USC. Yo, that's crazy though that USC is no longer ranked though.
Yeah.
But if they could still win the Big 12.
Okay, the thing with USC is
or Big 10
losing at the Big House against Michigan. Okay, we forgive you. Losing at Minnesota also. No, if you're a good team, you got to beat the teams that you should beat.
Yeah.
So I think they deservedly are not ranked right now.
Yeah, and I mean they beat Michigan when Michigan was ranked high, but Michigan is not that good of a team to me.
Yeah, USC lost to Michigan. Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying. Is that earlier in the season. Yeah, so I don't think that with that win would actually very, very credible.
Yeah.
You know, I think Michigan is a good team, but they're gonna lose almost every time when it comes to a real deal game.
Yeah.
And USC has not proven it to us. Like we said though, if they could still win the Big Ten, because I mean they're only 3-2.
Yeah, it's a long season left.
Yeah, we got a lot of ball. Stanford goes to Notre Dame. To be honest, I think that could be closer because it says, or the last game, just to say the line was Penn State by 5.5, and the over/under was 51.5. Stanford goes to Notre Dame. Notre Dame 23.5, 45.5 is over/under. I see it being a good game.
That's gonna be a good game.
I think it's gonna be a good game. It's looking like the game of the week for me so far. California goes to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh by 3, 58.5. I see that being a good game too.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh is a good team. I do think the undefeated record is kind of deceiving.
Yeah.
Because they haven't played the cream of the crop so far. I got Pittsburgh winning that one by about 7. By about touchdown.
They just beat UNC last week. So, and honestly, that's not a.
Should be used to that now.
Purdue goes to Illinois. Illinois by 19, 49.5 over/under. That could be a good game because I mean, Illinois to me is just kind of right around. Yeah, they're 4-1, but it's not a big 4-1.
See, I'm actually a fan of Illinois. I don't think they're a playoff team by any shot, but seeing them play a couple of games this year, I've been kind of impressed. When they beat Nebraska, of course, that was a real good game. I think Nebraska is a solid football team.
Yeah.
They beat Kansas. I don't think Kansas is a great football team, but they're definitely not a bad team.
Yeah.
So we're definitely about to learn a lot about Illinois. But after Purdue, they got Michigan, and then Oregon, and then surging Minnesota.
Yeah.
So they definitely don't have an easy schedule.
Minnesota actually looks better than they did that first game against UNC.
Definitely better than the record. The record says. Minnesota, like I said, they lost a bunch of close games. They should have beat USC. They were down early, came back, and should have beat Michigan.
Yeah.
So I don't think Minnesota's a bad team by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, it's like they're not great. Nobody's saying that they're a playoff team, but I think that they're a team that can fuck up your season.
Yeah.
Arizona goes to BYU. I think BYU actually win. It says BYU by 5, 49.5. I think BYU covers that spread with a lot more because I'm being impressed with BYU.
This is my upset of the week. I got Arizona going into BYU and beating them. I think BYU is a good team, but I think Arizona is one of those frisky teams that's easy to look over. And I think Arizona beats BYU and kind of makes the Big 12 even more predictable.
And you know, when it comes to Arizona, like you said, somebody got to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
But you got that as your upset of the week.
That's gonna be my upset of the week.
Then you got Mississippi State going to Georgia. Georgia by 34, 53.5. I see it, Georgia blowing them out, but I don't see it covering that spread.
I actually got Georgia winning that one about 40 to about 14, so I don't think they're going to cover the 34. But
yeah.
I don't think at any point would that game be in question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be Georgia all the way. Hey, but because Georgia knows they cannot lose that game. Yeah, they lost to Alabama. That's a big team.
Yeah.
But if because losing two they're in the SEC.
Yeah.
That's not easy to come back and win the whole the conference championship.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Florida goes to Tennessee. Florida fresh off his win against in-state rivals UCF.
Yeah.
To go to Tennessee. I got Tennessee kind of rolling in that one.
Yeah.
I don't think Florida. They had a very emotional win against their state rivals. I got Tennessee kind of rolling on that one.
Tennessee just got upset, so
I think 15 is kind of low, honestly, for that one.
Yeah. Ohio State goes to Oregon. Let's go. It's -3 and 53.5 for that game. Ohio State -3. I'm ready to finally see an Ohio State game and see if their defense is as good as their offense.
I think that's good. That's my game of the week. I think that's going to live to all expectations. I think the over-under 53 is kind of low.
Yeah.
I got Oregon winning that one about 37 to 34.
You got Oregon winning it?
Yeah.
All right, I'll Nah. I gotta pay rent. Nah, I'll get that $10. $10 that we'll bet straight up. I'll do Ohio State and you do Oregon just to make it interesting.
Do that.
All right, Ole Miss goes to LSU. Ole Miss by 3.5, 63.5. I see LSU. Honestly, I think LSU's gonna win that one.
Yeah.
If not, they're gonna give them a run for their money like LSU always does.
Yeah.
And you know you got to watch out for LSU. They're only 4-1. If they win this game, then that's gonna be something big because Ole Miss is doing their thing in the. Of course, they just lost recently, but they're doing their thing. What's the rest of their season like? Then they got Arkansas, Texas A&M, Alabama, Florida, Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a decent schedule, or rest of their schedule. Iowa State goes to West Virginia. Iowa State by 3, 53.5. Hey, well, let's see. You were saying, maybe Ohio State's starting to impress you. So let's see them go into, a decent team and see what they do. Now that they have a higher rank. Because some people, when you go up higher, that's when you lose just because of the fact you're like, okay, we're starting to do it, and you overlook shit like that. Kansas State goes to Colorado. I got Colorado winning that game by 2 scores.
I think Colorado found their groove. I think this is a rare case where their bye week was not a good point.
Yeah.
I think they finally found their stride, and then they had a bye week. I think Colorado's a very emotional team, and when you play off emotions, you need momentum.
Yeah.
But I do think they match up really well against Kansas State. They're playing at home in prime time. Here, the game doesn't come on till 10 at night, but there that's 8 p.m. prime time.
Yeah.
I think Colorado gets up big, and they win that one by about 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think about 2 touchdowns as well. Boise State goes to Hawaii. Boise State by 20.5, 60.5 is the over-under. I see Boise State almost covering the over-under by themselves.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with them. I think Boise State's doing their thing, and they got the running back, and he's kicking ass and taking names. He's just out there smacking bitches, straight up. And Hawaii, when have you ever heard Hawaii basketball? I mean football. Shit, I'm thinking basketball for some reason. I love basketball. It's my favorite sport. But I don't even know. They're too busy over there at the luau's and shit to be playing football.
Yeah, I think Boise State rolls that one. Ashton Jeffrey. I do think this is going to be the first game where you can't shut somebody like that down.
Yeah.
But he's going to have a normal 100-yard game. He's averaging 200 rushing yards per game. I don't think that's sustainable, really. But I think they still end up rolling in that one.
Yeah.
A couple other games this week, of course. Florida State goes to Duke. They play Friday night. Duke, they just coming off that first loss, which was a tough loss against Georgia Tech. I have Duke winning this one, but I think this is going to be actually a tough game. This is going to show, is Duke really a physical team? The Florida State, even though how bad they are, they still are a physical team, especially at the line of scrimmage.
Well, also, too, they need some wins to not be so pathetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, getting a 1-win season when you were supposed to be, like, so freaking good. And it's just kind of like, yo, y'all got to get you some dignity. Get you some respect. Your fans are coming out here just trying to hope they can just, like, even smell a win. And you just keep on bombing. They want to take down a goalpost every here and there.
Yeah.
And throw it into, honestly, just throw it to the Gators or some shit. I don't know. But who does Carolina play? I think we play like Georgia Tech. Yeah, we play Georgia Tech. Playing at Carolina, but we're not that good. I see it being a decent game, though.
Yeah, it's a big game.
Yeah, but I don't know. You got too much more stuff to talk about?
I think that's pretty much it. We covered it. Looking forward to another great week of college football.
Yeah.
That Ohio State Oregon game going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Look forward to collecting my $10 next week. So.
Yo, and next week, like we said, we're going to give our new playoff predictions. And, I think it'll be a fun week next week. So make sure you tune in, comment, watch for the live tweets and all that shit. And, I'm Neely.
I go by R&B at I Party with R&B.
Mine's over there. _Neely _21. Hey, and remember, tell your mother I love her.